Hey everyone and welcome to the Learning Ladder. Today I am doing a flip through of Writing with Skill, level 1. This is level 5 of the Complete Writer. I've been very curious about this curriculum for a while, and they had a 30% off sale, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get it and have a look. So I got the instructor and the student guide. You can get it physical, but I did get the PDF version. So let's have a look at the instructor text for the curriculum first. So this is a Susan Wise Bauer one. It is 36 weeks, and it's broken up as it states. So basic skills is 1 through 3, building blocks for composition 4 through 15, sentence skills 16 to 22, that's week, beginning literacy, criticism, prose, writing about stories is week 25 to 26, research is 27 to 31, poetry is 32 to 34, and the final project is 35 to 36. So 36-week curriculum, and then it's broken down in a day 1 through 4 schedule. So as she already said, week 1 through 3 is basic skills. It's slightly different, but basically for week 1 they're doing narrative summaries, and it obviously includes literature to go along with, which I really like. Week 2 they're still on the 1 level outlines, and then week 3 finish constructing their outline. So then we get into week 3, which is using the thesaurus. Weeks 3, 4 through 15 are a chronological narrative of a past event, and again it's all steps for each of the days. Chronological narrative of a scientific discovery, and that's one of the reasons why I like this, because it does have a variety of writing in there. So we've got some science writing in there, we've got some historical writing in there, fiction and so on. Week 6, chronological narrative of past event, scientific discovery, description of a place, keep going through scientific discovery, sentence skills, so description of a person, using a metaphor to organize a character description, biographical sketches, sequence of natural process, and then writing about stories. So hero, villain, protagonist, and so on. Idea stories, 2-level outlining, avoiding plagiarism, taking notes, writing from notes. I really do like the scope and sequence. There is a lot in it. It's really, really in-depth. Then our poetry, we're doing Edgar Allan Poe, which I'm really excited about because we've been reading The Incorrigible Children, and in one of the books they're very into Edgar Allan Poe, which is really interesting. So that's a good one to do. We've got some Shelley in there, Tennyson, so on, and then for final project, and then making your composition. Okay, so let's have a look. So in the introduction, so the first in a 4-level writing series designed to prepare students for advanced work in rhetoric and composition. So the directions in the course are targeted at the student as the student moves into the middle grades. So it's written to them, self-guided activity. So they'll need a notebook, and then it shows you how you can evaluate it, and then you can customize it if you don't think they need to do weeks 1 through 3. So overview of the year sequence. So first they're going to do the narratives, then they're going to do outlines, and so on. Okay, so let's have a look. So here is the week 1. So this is narrative summaries. So their focus is to summarize a narrative by choosing the main events and listing them chronologically. So they have to read the information, note important events, and then how to help the student if they need additional help, and then they obviously start writing their sentences. And then here's your rubric to mark with. Okay, so that's day 1. Day 2 is there. Day 3, and then day 4, the challenge exercise. So let's have a look so here's an acceptable finished summary might resemble one of the following. So it gives you examples of what to look for. Okay, so let's have a look at the students' week for that week 1. Okay, so again, I think it follows the same format pretty much. So here we go. So ask them to read the information here. And then they've got to note their event, the important events, write summary sentences. And then day 2, so it's an excerpt from The Wolves of Willoughby Chase. And then day 3 and so on. Okay, so that, because the first few weeks are different, we'll skip ahead till maybe week 10 and have a look what a normal week would look like. Okay, so I've skipped ahead to week 10. So this is description of a place. So it's their day 1 original narration exercise. So they've got to read their instructions here with the excerpt from A Christmas Carol, note central events and details. So this week's story contains a series of events and at least one description, which should be included in your narrative summary. So give them some phrases if they need help or if they're having any problems. Then they've got to write their summary sentence. And then it shows you how to help them if they need help. I really like that. So if they're having any difficulties, that's there. We've got the rubric, so you know what you're looking for in terms of marking. Day 2, outlining exercise. So the reading and exit from the Travels of Marco Polo. Making an outline. Day 3, analysing and practising. For part 1, understanding metaphor and simile. Identifying a figurative language. Day 4. Okay, so let's have a look in the student to see if that's the same. Okay, so we're on week 10 for the student. So obviously it's not got the helping information and it's got some illustrations and things in the story. But it is written to them. It's very straightforward, I think, to follow. And obviously they're writing the notebook, not on here. So it's really interesting. I do like it. Basically, I wanted to have a look at it because it's one of the curriculums I'm considering for 7th grade for writing. This plus IW plus a few other bits and bobs that I'm looking at. So let's look ahead. Maybe should we look at week 30? Okay, so week 30 in the teacher guide is writing from notes, or the instructor text as they call it, sequence, natural process and scientific description. So day one is an outlining exercise. So they need to read the instructions, identify the form of each paragraph, construct a level outline, again how to help them, construct a 2-level outline, and then we're on to day 2. Taking notes. So they're talking about real things in nature. That's what they're making notes on. So I do like the fact that it teaches them how to do that. Writing the description, so it gives them all the information about what they need to do. The description must focus on one particular digestive organ. The description must be at least 2 sentences of 40 words in length. The description should have a consistent point of view. Tell what the organs do and what they look like. One metaphor or simile should be used. And you may use a direct quote, but it's not a requirement. Okay, it's really interesting. I haven't seen many flip-throughs of this. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to get it. I do think it's quite in depth. There does seem to be an awful lot to it. But I do like the fact that it's broken down into steps for them to follow. And it gives them some verbs as well to consider, or you can. So that was in the instructor text. Okay, and week 30 in the student. So we've got the paragraph here. Collecting information, making a plan, take notes. And I've got some excerpts here. I do like the fact it's in like a little article and professional looking, if you like. And then there's some review questions. Okay, so weeks 35 and 36, this is where they do their final project. So here are the requirements that they need to do. So at least 1,000 words Use at least 3 sources, include footnotes and a works cited page. So they have to find and research the topic, obviously. Gives them some links if they need help. Make a plan, take notes. Oh, and if you want, you can get a certificate of completion. And then we're into the appendix, and then the weekly rubric. Okay, and then here's the student's final project information. So they can do they have all these different options. So they could do a narrative of scientific discovery, a past event, a place, description of a person, biographical sketch, sequence, natural process. Oh no, sorry. That is all that information is there to show them that they can review the meaning of each question. Okay. And then there's the certificate at the end. So they have to write everything, then put it in a complete composition, direct quotes, assemble your works, and so on. So I really am interested. I haven't decided whether this is the one for us, but I am definitely interested, and I do like the fact that we could, in theory, pick and choose bits out of it if we wanted to. So for example, if we wanted to do some more science writing, we could take those sections. If we wanted to do a historical piece, we could, take that section out of it. So we wouldn't, if we decided not to use this as our whole curriculum, we could maybe take bits out of it to use. But yes, I am very interested. Let me know what you think. Have you used writing with skill before? I used one of the writings with ease. I think it was in 1st or 2nd grade, but I haven't used this curriculum at all since then. And obviously it's now writing with skill because we're on to the next levels. I think writing with ease is up to level 4, if I'm not mistaken. And then level 5 and so on is writing with skill. So this is, I think it was for middle school age, that's what it said. And I do think there's quite a lot involved to it, so it's definitely not something I would have done sort of in 5th, 6th grade. I think it is definitely something that's more like 7th and up, in my opinion. But yes, I'll let you know, obviously, in our curriculum video what we decided to do. But it was really interesting to have a look at it. And if you've used it before, let me know how it went. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon.